Hello everyone and welcome back to another Rise of Kingdoms video. I am RoyalMixGaming and today we're going to be talking about the new iconic system. So I have a couple screenshots of the possibility of what the new iconic system holds, some of the buffs, what the description of it is, how you're supposed to obtain the iconic system, materials that you need to upgrade stuff, and things like that. So before we talk about that and I show you those two screenshots that I have, I'm just going to tell you, take this with a grain of salt. They can always change it before they release it. But these are like images from 1093 Discord, so these usually are pretty accurate. And they may be slightly wrong sometimes, but usually they are pretty accurate. So let me show you those. So here is the first of the two screenshots that I have. The first one here is the image itself, and the second one is going to be some of the different buffs that they are going to add. So I'm going to read these out to you so you can read it and hear it. Number 1, outside of Trial of the Lost Kingdom, all legendary equipment can be made into iconic equipment. Iconic equipment confers extra buffs to units' base attributes. Units' base attributes are troop base attack, defense, and health. Check the troop training screen for more details. So it's just the base, attack, defense, and health of troops. Iconic attributes will automatically change depending on which season of Lost Kingdom your kingdom is in. So for seasons 1 and 2, it's +1. For seasons 3, it's +2. And for Season of Conquest, it's +3. And that is for this Ring of Doom that's on this picture here. So it might change slightly depending on what equipment it is. I'll show you that screenshot in a minute, but we're going to keep reading on. So for these changes are grouped into Seasons 1, 2, Season 3, and Season of Conquest, as that image shows. When entering a new season or migrating into another season, iconic attributes will automatically change. So it's going to update depending on which Lost Kingdom you're in. That's pretty good information to know, but it's obvious it should. Tap the equipment screen for details about seasonal attributes. After being refined, equipment gains a special talent and its iconic attributes are increased by 30%. So this is referencing special talented equipment is basically giving you another 30% bonus to what this is having also. So if you special talent an equipment, a legendary item especially, it gives you 30% increased stats. So that is also going to apply to this new iconic system, and it's going to apply that 30% onto that as well and give you extra bonuses depending on which season you're in. So 1, 2, or 3, and then depending on what equipment it is, it's going to give you that 30% bonus. So for the next thing here, it says you must spend iconic crystals or gold to create iconic equipment. Equipment has a 100% chance of gaining iconic status. However, once your equipment has gained iconic status, it cannot be removed and any materials cannot be refunded. Dismantling iconic equipment will not grant iconic materials. So basically what they're saying here is you can get from Lost Canyon these iconic crystals, and from this image here it's going to cost you 20,000 coins from that shop, which is fairly not that expensive, but I don't know how many you can get, and it may be different kinds of crystals depending on the type of material, like accessories or chest or helmets or things like that. It might be completely different crystals. Don't know yet. Can't tell you that. So you're going to have to save your Lost Canyon coins if you're in Lost Kingdom right now so that you can buy these iconic coins or iconic crystals. And there's also going to be different events for the Artisan's Forge that you can also get these crystals. So there's probably going to be a bundle in the Artisan's Forge for something to get more crystals or more something, maybe more materials. I don't know. It depends what it costs to get this done. So it says it's going to cost these iconic crystals, and it's going to cost you just as much gold as it does to basically make an equipment. 20 million gold for this Ring of Doom here. So I don't know. I assume it's just these iconic crystals for these iconic system, but they could add actual materials, so leather, stone, or ebony. I don't know that they will. They probably won't, but it's possible, so just keep that in mind. But from this image here, it's just showing these iconic crystals and gold, which I wish it wasn't costing so much ridiculous amounts of gold, because everything seems to cost gold anymore, and that's just getting annoying. But it is what it is. So you can see on the bottom left here the commander's boots, which are really bad boots, honestly. Archer's attack is 8%, and I think this has a special talent on it, so it has 2.5% extra, and it has the commander experience gain 1.5%. And you can see it says Archer base health 3, plus 1 because that's 1/3 of the percent of stats that you get. So you're getting an additional 1 to that, which is 4, onto that with the special talent on a legendary. So my thoughts on this is it's basically special talent 2.0. Now it's going to depend on how hard it is to get these crystals. Are you going to be able to just buy these from a bundle? Or are you going to be able to just get them from Lost Canyon shop? Are you going to be able to get a lot of them from this Artisan's Forge, other events? I don't know at this time. Like I said, take this with a grain of salt. It is an image that I have. So I'm going to show you the second image. So here's some extra information on the new iconic equipment update. These are base troop stats, not percentage stats. So the max points you can gain is +8 attack, +8 defense, 16% hit points, which works out to about 4% of attack, defense, and 8% health on a fully procced legendary set, depending on what you're using and things like that. Obviously, if it's attack or probably defense, I'm not sure. Stat type is determined by item slot. Weapons and arms, so your gloves and your weapons are attack, your chest plates and your helmets are defense, legs and boots are health for the main troop type only, and trinkets of any kind are all troop health. So you're going to be gaining a lot of health and defense from these because most weapons are attack already, and most of the other items that you want are already getting you health and defense if you're using the right equipment. So your attack weapons are going to be good too. So it's kind of trying to balance out some things. It's also just adding base stats. So I don't know if it's going to have like a massive effect if it's adding just a little bit of extra base stats. But stats in general are really, really good. So it's going to make basically having these just as good as having a special talent. And I would say the reason that they're doing this is because most whales in the like Imperium Kingdoms have fully special talented equipment for their rallies and garrisons, and they're wanting to give them another thing to chase. So it really depends how they give these iconic crystals. If it's going to be a bundle, then it's going to be more spending for those whales. They're giving them something else to chase, and everybody else something more to chase, even though the majority of us do not have special talented legendaries. So I think they're adding this way too soon. In my opinion, they could have waited at least another year probably to add this, because I feel like even in old kingdoms, the majority of people don't have fully procced legendary sets. Only the massive whales in your kingdoms are going to have this stuff done. So it's just too soon, in my opinion, to be adding this when they just added the refinement system and stuff. But we'll see what happens when it lands. I'm going to go over this image real quick again. I think that adding it to the accessories itself is not the best thing. I think accessories are already pretty OP, and adding more stats to those are just ridiculous, even if it is just more health. But the other items are okay. You're going to have a special talent anyways if you get it procced. So I would recommend, if you do this at all, you make sure you're procking and adding iconic equipment to legendary procced accessories, procced equipment. So if you have one procced legendary, you need to be adding this iconic system to that because you get an additional 30%. So back in game here. Thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you learned something. Like I said, take this with a grain of salt. Just something that I've seen posted somewhere recently, and wanted to let you guys know as soon as I saw it. So thank you for watching this video. Leave a comment down below with any ideas or things you think about it, your thoughts about it, all that. I want to hear about them. Drop a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you on the next one.